with another video, and today we're going up against the Orlando Magics. I just have to go to practice every day, so if y'all don't mind me going to practice on these episodes, I really appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's the whole part of these games. But yeah, man, I just gotta get these practice in, man, and get better at my shot meter and everything.
Gentlemen, building a strong foundation for the season starts right here. So let's start with Beat the Pro. Let's get it going.
Alright, shoot from the designated spot behind the arc. Make equal 1+. Miss equals -2. Press to jump the ball. If you don't like your spot, dribble in. If you get to 7+ points, -5 points, or if time run out.
All right, let's take our competition to the next level. All right, here we go.
There we go. Hopefully it comes. It said Xbox One. That's me downloaded it. I'm just hungry right now. Yeah.
Okay, let's run some 3-on-3 next. Set it up. Come on, guys. Concentrate on the fundamentals. Come on. Fundamentals, guys. Okay, let's wrap it up. Make sure to get up a few shots before you leave. Good work, Tim.
Yeah, I already did practice.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Welcome, NBA fans, and you know who you are. Ernie Johnson here with you again, along with Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
I gotta get used to the shot meter, man. That's the only problem I'm having.
A very
is a
fresh
shot meter.
NBA season. Tonight we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Detroit Pistons. Looking at the Pistons, they were undefeated against this squad last season, going 3-0. We'll see if they can continue that dominance. And Detroit last season shot up in the standings, largely due to their improvements on the defensive end.
Well, Steph Van is a guy who knows how to coach defense. I played for him in Miami before he was fired. They play well as a unit, and they're sharp with the help defense.
Did he turn you into a defensive force?
No, I'm not known for my defense, Ernie.
What are you known for?
Prolific MF scorer.
What's MF again?
Most frequently.
Oh, okay, got you. But I'll tell you, one thing about them is that they don't have many weak defenders. So what they do is they switch everything. So you make a pick, they switch. One guard can guard the four guy. The four guy can guard the one guard. So everyone switches on it. That makes it a lot easier to have a defensive concept.
Looks like both teams are ready to tip this thing off. Let's get it to Kevin Harlan.
Don't switch the channel.
Don't switch everything.
Fans, you've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season. They were able to sweep the season series last year, completely controlling the play in each game.
And while they swept the season series against them last year, making it pretty clear how much separation exists between the two teams. And this is where it may be hard for them to get motivated for this matchup, maintain their focus, because they've been so dominant against these guys.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, the bond between the rookies on this team did not take long to form. Perez and Young are a real compliment to each other, and they're helping each other improve their games and take them to higher levels. The veterans on the team are quick to praise just how quickly the two have formed chemistry on the court. This franchise looks to be in good hands going forward. Guys?
Thank you for that, David. And Greg, when you watch Perez and Young out there, they just are always on the same page, it seems.
Great point. Both are rookies, but they already look like a pair that's been playing together for a decade. Very rare to see the chemistry they have this early in their careers.
And for us in the early part of the season, you can start to see which teams might be ready to turn the corner.
Yeah, and which
which are falling off from their pace from last season. I mean, change is the one constant. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. It's hard to stay on top. Every season brings new challenges.
Well, that was well said. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Ibaka is the forward, Vucevic in the middle. Fournier out there with DJ Augustin. And it's Green in at the 3 slots. Now, here's Fournier coming off a solid outing against Miami. Here's Ibaka, and it's sent back by Drummond. And now the Pistons, fast break. Here's Caldwell Pope. Second chance effort. No good that time. The Magic go the other way with it. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
I mean, you're right. A lot of wide open spaces. They were running around undefended all night.
Here's Jackson. After the made shot from Nikola Vucevic, lure the pass to Jackson. 14 feet away. Offensive rebound. Up and in on the way. Lewis got his first basket of the night.
David versus Goliath, except this time, the bigger man wins this one.
Augustine with it. Pass to Fournier. Ibaka outside. Shot clock at 6. Now the dish to Augustine. And he's good on the 3 ball. Augustine's got his first 3 points of the game.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Horrendous defense right there. Does the defense know who they're leaving wide open? You can't do that with him.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
In a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
Oh, yeah, and as a big man, you need such an aggressive move. That's the tone that you want to set, the attitude that you're trying to play with. Your teammates are following.
And Ibaka kicks to Green. A 3-pointer off the mark. For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Pass to Jackson. Feeds it to Lure. Back to Jackson. Trying his luck deep. Orlando grabs the miss.
And really, you look at the Magic, they definitely improved defensively for last season. I mean, it's still a young team that has to feel like they're headed in the right direction with a plethora of young and up-and-coming talent.
Fournier's shot is off. The Pistons lead. Harris dishes to Jackson. Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. Jackson has the open look. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Jackson's got his second basket of the game.
The catch and shoot, Jay, is lethal when used correctly. Easy to see why Jackson likes it so much.
Picked by Vucevic. And stolen by Drummond. Fast break Detroit. Harris with the ball. Here's Caldwell Pope. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Terrific ball movement. No surprise in these 2. Good shot.
Here's Augustine. Outside, Green. Ibaka sets the pick for Green. Rebounded by the Pistons. Lure's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Jackson passes to Caldwell Pope. He dishes it to Harris. Here's Jackson. He had dropped for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Jackson against Augustine. Now Fournier. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Tries to snap the goal streak, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh, the defensive chops of Drummond really helping this team. He really cleans house with his shot block.
A different look here for Detroit. Forrest comes in for John Boer, and Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Orlando also making some changes. Biombo is checked in for Vucevic, and Gordon subbed in for Jeff Green. Now here's Caldwell Pope. The Pistons working the ball around now. There's the 3. Up again. And Drummond is right there.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Fournier against Caldwell Pope. 15 seconds left to play here in the first. Shots good by Ibaka.
Mostly a dunker early in his career, Ibaka has moved his game further out to the perimeter, which has dropped his percentages but raised his value as a floor-spacing big.
Caldwell Pope and Detroit again with the bucket. Fournier for three. And so the first quarter is in the books. Pistons ahead. They're up by 8. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he passes the ball, when you don't shoot, he's screaming you, shoot ball. Then next time what? You will shoot. And if you miss, he say, yeah, good shot. You know, and your coaches in the practice talking to your teammates. Man, when Serge is open, give him the ball. He will make that shot.
If you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, entering the game with a terrific strategy. The guys are working together, feeding off of one another. That's being reflected in the stat sheet and in the score.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Orlando, DJ Augustine out there with Jody Meeks. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Hezonja at the small forward position. So it's Orlando now, following the miss by Prez. And Augustine kicks to Meeks. Passes it to Hezonja. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Gordon. It's stolen by Morris. To the middle. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And it's no secret that Stan Van Gundy knows how to coach defense. It's safe to call it his calling card at this point.
And the Pistons making a change here. Young's checked in. And with Van Gundy, it would be a disservice to say that he only knows how to coach defense.
Well, and the flexibility and knowledge that Van Gundy shows is why he's so respected as a coach. He's only had one season with a losing record. That's a rarity for a coach with his years in the league.
Now here is Augustine. The pass to Hezonja. To the inside. It's stolen by Morris. And it's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot. And look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Magic.
You know, they've been letting it fly here from long range. A ton of threes. Unfortunately, though, a lot more misses than makes. It kind of feels like they've started to settle.
That free throw, no good. During your career in Sacramento, Chris, you played on one of the most up-tempo teams of the era. Just how much fun is it for a player to play in a system like that?
Well, first of all, you better be in shape and have your track shoes on at all times. And secondly, it is fun because the faster the game is played, the more mistakes that are made. And so hopefully, if you're executing, more mistakes will be made on the defense's part of the game. And when that happens, you get a lot of highlight plays. You get involved. You get the crowd engaged. The energy, this part of it is so different. So those are some fun days playing out there with my boys, and had some of the best times out there with that exciting, fast tempo type play.
Okay.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how...
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we wanted more than that. Now let's stay sharp and finish strong.
With the moment, let's check out the stats for Vucevic. He's coming off an excellent season, 19th in rebounding, and he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage, able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. He gets it in there.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Aaron Gordon in his third NBA season, it's easy to forget he's just 2 months younger than Karl Anthony Towns. So still much room for growth in this young guy.
True, but you gotta like what we've seen from him thus far. It reminds me a little bit of another running rebel, Sean Marion, the Matrix. Athletic, mobile, has the versatility to compete at either forward position. This guy has a bright future.
Now, here's Meeks following the miss by Perez. 4 on the clock. Azaria's shot is off. And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against the Raptors in Toronto.
I mean, there you go, man. I'm still trying to work on mine.
I mean, what jumps out at you is the
I'm glad he made it,
balance
though.
they
I'm just
have
trying to get some
offensively.
points on him.
Yeah, it's that unselfish play. Attacking the defense with multiple pieces. They went all in.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Older.
Well, Reggie Jackson went from a backup in OKC to signing a 5-year, $80 million contract in Detroit. And Stan Van Gundy said we liked his ability, but what we liked even more was he's a guy we thought would not change once he got the money. This is a guy who's really driven to be as good as he can be. Kevin, he has definitely made some strides.
Thanks, D.A. He wanted that starting role, and he's earned it. Now here is Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. It's tipped, and stolen by Biyombo. Gordon kicks to Vucevic. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Marjanovic. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Pistons lead by 13. And Meeks kicks to Gordon. Back to Meeks. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist.
Bring it in. Take a seat. Hey, we're in great shape, fellas. Now, no matter how much we go up, we need to keep that same winning mentality. Do not give them any life out there. Understood? We got this.
To continue to improve.
And if you aren't playing defense on this Piston team, then you will not see the court. It's just that plain and that simple.
Well, you're exactly right. It's the saying that says the bench is a coach's best friend. What better incentive than to sit that guy on the bench for being lazy on defense? And good team defense starts at the top down. Coach Van Gundy has been preaching it, and the leaders on the team have brought it in. They do a great job of rebounding to close out possessions. Pistons also contest every shot they can get to, even on the perimeter.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Then for the Magic, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Vucevic. Green comes in for Aaron Gordon. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Mario Hezonja. There's 1:17 left to play here in the half. Smith kicks to Jackson. Out left to the wing. Smith outside. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Meeks dishes to Fournier. Ibaka outside. A three-pointer off the mark. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 12-4 run. Smith outside. To the middle. Here's Harris. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. You know, Chris, for a lot of players, being called a tweener is a bit of a backhanded remark. It means they have no true position. But that might be a compliment for Tobias Harris.
You're right, Kev. That is exactly the case with Harris. He's considered a tweener just because he can have a large impact at both forward spots. He has the strength and ability to finish inside at the 4, but he's a good enough shooter from range to play the 3 and has no problem defending from either spot.
And last year, Tobias Harris was one of the big names moved near the NBA trade deadline.
And he immediately stepped in and was a big part of the Pistons' postseason push. You can see why they like him on this team. They gave up a lot to get him, but they plan on keeping him around for the remainder of his contract. Also, Harris has a descending contract, so the cap hits get easier the longer he stays.
Well, a lot of franchises have something that they are known for or place a lot of pride in, Chris. And for the Pistons, that is easy to decipher. This team, this city, loves defense.
So most teams adapt the heart and the identity of their city, and there is a very blue-collar attitude with the great teams of the Pistons, and the city of Detroit loves to rally around teams like that. This city has a no-nonsense approach, and that pervades into their sports team.
Scoring well here at the midway point, and now they're starting to put some distance between.
So they've really kicked it up a notch. They're trying their best to run away with this.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's Detroit ending the second quarter with a tremendous 17-4 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Good work, guys. Bring it in. Have a seat. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Do not take your foot off the gas, gentlemen. This is our game. Come on.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. One of the stories here, Reggie Jackson getting it done today.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Yeah, he's crafty, very difficult to defend one-on-one. We may see more double teams rolled his way the second half.
Well, Chris, you've had a surgery that has affected many in the league in the last few decades and still currently in today's NBA. What is it like going through a microfracture procedure? How did it change your game?
Well, you know, I'm not the only one. You know, this did end a lot of guys' career. When I think about Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd, even though he's a guard and much lighter, Tracy McGrady, the same thing. He doesn't weigh as much as a guy like myself or Zebo. But it's difficult coming back. I mean, just because the post-care process doesn't allow you to put any weight on your leg or allows you to use your leg. So really you have the muscle that atrophies. You have to relearn to walk again, to jump again. And so I had to learn from going to be a player that played above the rim to now being able to play below the rim and find out ways to score like that. And so it's tough. The rehab is long, tedious, it's boring. It's monotonous, but it's something that you have to get through, and basically it's your love of the game, because rehabilitation or that surgery is no fun at all. You're at least talking about, in my opinion, 20 months before you see your old self.
On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. Andre Drummond is out there at John Lewis. And it's Jackson in at the 1. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Puts it up from 7. That shot off. Ibaka with some nice D.
They haven't started this half off on the right foot. That's 3 straight shots they've misfired on.
Chris, you played for 5 different teams. How much does the city you live in and call home matter during an NBA season?
Well, it's different for everybody. It's different for everyone. It was great to go home to Detroit for me because I wanted to live and stay in my city. I wanted to eat my mother's cooking before the game. Not many times could I do that. I can only do that once or twice or once a year playing on the West Coast. So, those type of things, being close to your family, if you have younger siblings or children, that type of thing, if you have kids, what school they go to, I've seen players take and weigh all those things. But for me, I've just been blessed to play in some great places with great fans. Washington, D.C. was a wonderful place. That city really showed us a lot of love as a young team trying to find our way. And then Sacramento, just some of the greatest fans in the world as well, just embracing us. And they had embraced the Sacramento Kings in so many losing seasons. So that's just who they were. Their character was just that of encouragement. And so I'm glad that we were able to give the people of Sacramento what they have been waiting for so long, and that's some exciting basketball. And so, the cities that you play for are very important. Me as a fan, I still thank the Bad Boys for how they represented the city of Detroit during those years, and Isaiah and Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer. So for me, just from a fan perspective, the relationship with the city, the players, is always important.
Well said.
Well, it's not the best start to this half. 1 for 4 is not the start they probably envisioned. Now, you have to like the efficiency that Marcus Morris plays with. Not so much his shooting percentages, but how effective he can be without touches. He can score without taking a lot of shots. He knows how to follow up misses in the paint and get second chance scores.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
And with the qualities, Chris, you describe about Marcus Morris, that's why he's viewed as a valuable role player on this team.
Well, Kev, you have to love him. He can eat up minutes on the floor and not necessarily need to be involved to leave his mark on the game. You don't have to call a lot of plays for this guy. He can fit into any lineup and play multiple positions, which helps too.
That's good from Hazanya. Here's Levens. Caldwell Pope outside. Drummond a screen. Caldwell Pope kicks to Morris. Another 3 for Detroit.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris. Catching the deep flat-footed and torching them as a result.
On the wing, Gordon. Pass to Hazanya. Orlando moving the ball around. And stolen by Drummond. Now Detroit moving it up. In a wide open look for Levens. Another 3 for Detroit.
D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now here's Meeks. And Augustine kicks to Hazanya. Shot clock at 6. Here's Vucevic, and it's good. Walk through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
He's showing some tenacity on the offensive glass. That's a great play right there.
Orlando shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Marjanovic comes in for Johnson. Young's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Ish Smith in for Levens. And a switcher also for Orlando. Biombo's checked in. Free throw drops for Vucevic.
And Nikola Vucevic, a skilled 7-footer who just attacks the glass. A nightly double-double machine, but still figuring out how to really become a dominant force on the inside.
Now, here is Young. And here's Morris for 3. It's Biombo with the rebound. Guys, there's still time for them to make a run.
Can't have any wasted possessions down the stretch.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Vucevic against Marjanovic. Outside Gordon. They set the pick. Inside. Poked away. Vucevic. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And the Magic's young tandem of first-round picks in 2014, Elfrid Payton and Aaron Gordon, they've come a long way together.
You know, they were teammates on the Team USA Under-19 squad that went 9-0 and won gold back in 13. And that was a great draft for the Magic, getting two high-character, high-effort, defensive-minded players with elite athleticism.
And with the core that this Piston team has, they do a great job, Chris, of attacking the glass.
Well, Kevin, and conversely, the Pistons do a great job of limiting offensive boards while on defense. Every game they are getting a handful of extra chances because of their approach. The leader is Drummond, but there are a lot of other active bigs to fill out the roster.
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Morris kicks to Marjanovic. And 1:01 left here in the third quarter. Shot clock at 5. Young from outside. It's Biyombo with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Hezonja kicks to Vucevic. To the inside. Young with the steal. 36 seconds left in the third quarter. And that one, good.
The sensational focus. Young not letting the D affect his jumper at all. What a gifted shooter.
Out to the wing. Vucevic the pass to Hezonja. Gordon kicks to Biyombo. Pass to Hezonja. Just 5 to shoot. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
.12 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's the screen. Right side Jackson. The trade. Sinks the three-pointer. Jackson's got 12 in the game.
Wow, and with Jackson, he looks to score from any spot on the floor. So effective at getting to the basket as well as pulling up.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Pistons lead by 19. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Look, they can't guard great passing. They're passing the ball great to start. We got to do that for 4 quarters.
Reach and ball movement. Frank Vogel likes what he's seeing so far.
Yeah, and I'd say moving the ball with a purpose. Working the offense, trying to find good shots.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. They've got Green, DJ Augustine out there with Evan Fournier, and it's Ibaka, and it's Biyombo at the 5, patrolling the paint.
Wow, but Jackson is just crafty down inside. He has such a quick release that even taller defenders can't get to it in time.
And here's Fournier over to the left wing. Screen by Ibaka. Now, here's Biyombo. Tries a 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 3. Detroit leading by 18. Caldwell Pope outside. It's Drummond, high post. Harris outside. On the wing, Jackson. Headed by Augustine. Now the feed to Drummond. Here's Harris. And another 3 scoring for Detroit.
Even when you are right in Harris's face, he feels that he's rising up to the J. You can only do so much against this guy sometimes.
Now here is Augustine. Steph Curry, the first unanimous MVP winner last season, Chris. I heard it suggested that former MVPs should get a vote on who wins the award. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that, of course. I agree that players should vote most of the time because they're really out there on the floor and they get to see the nuances and intangibles of the game that we don't get to see. And I also have another idea for All-Star. How about this, Kevin? Three-point shooting contest. After we have the winner of the three-point shooting contest with NBA players only, then the next day we come back and we have the winner go against former winners. You know, just think about seeing Larry Bird out there, Craig Hodges out there, Rashawn Leonard out there.
Yes.
Oh, Steve Kerr out there. You know, I'd love to see it because one thing about basketball, it transcends everything, including age, and the jump shot never gets old. I'd love to see that.
Great perspective.
I mean, he's just been huge today for his team. Without his hot shooting, there's no way they'd have the lead.
Now, he might not be known as Mr. October, but Reggie Jackson does share something else in common with his namesake. They both are clutch. Jackson has hit big shot after big shot in his career. He relishes the chance to make that deciding play.
Vucevic checked in for the Magic. And Chris, I think you're right on the money when you say Reggie Jackson is looking to take that big shot.
And that's the exact mentality you want from a player who's going to take shots in the clutch. Make or miss, they have confidence, they want to be in that moment, they embrace it, he knocks it down.
Now, here's Ibaka. Green, the screen. Fournier gets a wide open look. No good on the triple. For Detroit, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Caldwell Pope outside. Nice ball movement by Detroit. It's stolen by Ibaka. Augustine against Jackson. Now here is Augustine. Not a lot of room. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And turnover in the league. We're seeing it right now. A new commissioner, a new director of the Players Association.
I'm trying to make a starter, man. I'm trying to get a starter for every game, man. That's the goal.
Basketball is in great hands.
Goal,
thanks to our past commissioner, and I think that we have great leadership, and we're continuing in the way that we were going, and that's basketball for everyone. And I love watching the game expand, evolve, and continue to grow.
Well said. Now here is Harris.
Oh, man, I could have made this.
Total breakdown on defense there, but fortunately he missed out.
Kicks it to Watson. There's Azania. He's guarded by Johnson. Shot from 12. Once again off the mark for Orlando. Detroit's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance. Really ignited what has turned out to be a monster win here for the
got 2 points.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge. And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Jackson.
Man, he just had one heck of a game. He gave them an almost unstoppable option every trip down the floor. They asked a lot of him tonight, and he did not disappoint.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
And Detroit has possession. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Johnson outside. He kicks to Levin. Back to Johnson. Passes it to Marjanovic. 6 to shoot. And that one's good. Levin.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, what are you asking? Maybe they should let up a little, right? This is just brutal to watch.
Here's the pass to Hazania. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
Whew, that's a good win, y'all. Good game out there, Jess. Let's go get another one. Ooh.
Make sure you get some food in that fridge as soon as you unpack. Oh, you know what? I should send you something. I think Coach Falls is going to visit with you, so I'll send some food with him. Okay, look, I got to run. I'm so proud of you. Call me when you get this. Bye.
All right, hey press, it's me, Coach Falls. I know, Coach, you're on my phone. Press, you know I ain't good with this stuff. Haha, I know, Coach. So what's up? Alright guys, on the next episode we'll be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. So let me do this right quick. Practice early work, extra work, extra. Let's do that one. Do this right quick and then we can go against the Milwaukee Bucks. It's just a shot meter, you know, guys. Like, you know, every time we have a full bar, sometimes you can miss it. But it's like, you know, when you're driving for a layup, you can also miss a layup as well. So they made it challenging on 2K17 now, because I thought every time you have a full bar, it always go in, but it don't happen like that. You gotta be open for an open shot properly. I don't know, man. This is my first time playing 2K17. Alright, tap L and right 6 rhythm faster and get length. When you reach the 4 side, press this. Alright, wait for the light to turn on and tap the left stick or the right stick. Alright, guys, on the next episode, we'll be going up against, let me go to the doors. We'll be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks next episode. So we almost done with November. So once we get done with November, it will be December. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We got 18 games left before November. And we got one more game before we play Milwaukee. So yeah, man, I'm just trying to get this over with. Just like the last game we played was 2K16 and 15. So basically, I was doing the same strategy, making sure I play every single game. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a long road before we reach the playoffs. Yeah, man, hopefully we can do that. I'm just trying to get done with the regular season. But if y'all enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to post every day, every week, whenever I have free time. And yeah, man, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all too. Stay safe out there too. Catch you guys in the next video.